Alright, well today's video we're going to be working on these door skins. I'm going to show you guys how to go about trimming and kind of making these door patterns work the same as the other side. So I'm going to take you over here to the factory door that we just pulled off the Astroquake, and I'm going to show you what we got to do. Alright, now I've got the factory door here. I want to show you what we had to figure out. We had to figure out how to keep this body line the same. Now, I think I've already showed you on the last video how we're going to use this cardboard template. Catch is, on the new door that we're grafting together, we have to find a way that we can carry this hump, because on the other door we've cut it off and it's reversed. So this piece right here, I'm going to take you over to the other door and I'm going to show you what we're going to have to do to carry this body line so that that actually goes up inside there so that we can get a good form. Alright, thought I wanted to give you a close-up here so you can see what we're up against. You see how that body line's reversed? What we're trying to do is we're trying to accomplish getting that thing reversed so that instead of it being concave, it's convexed. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with. Alright, now I'm just going to take and cut this line straight across right here. Alright, I repositioned the camera so that we can get a good cut right here. And I'm going to show you what we need to do there to get that zipped off. Put my safety glasses on. Hopefully the camera's, or the saw's not in the way of the camera here. Alright, so the reason we did that, you can remember the way this was positioned in here like this. What we need to do is we need this body hump to be up like this so that our new pattern is going to fit in there, okay? Alright, so I'm going to grab my cardboard so you can get a visual here what we have to do. So I'm going to set this in place and I'm going to probably tape it so that I have it lined up. And so we know exactly how this thing has to be positioned in here, because we need to reverse that so that the hump is working in the right direction. Okay, as you can see, we're going to probably have to add a piece of metal here so that we can get that hump to fit correctly. Okay, so I mean, we're sectioning this door. I mean, this is part of the process. Everything's being reversed. So what we're going to need to do is take this, we're going to have to cut it, section a piece there, then we're going to have to weld in another piece from here to here so that we can carry that body line the way it's supposed to be. Now I taped it all together and I lined this up there the way it needs to sit, and I realized I need to cut this much off, but I think what I'm going to do is cut this off, then I will just weld it back here because it has to match this body line. So I went over to the other door just to confirm it before I do my cut. Then I'm going to cut this piece right here and then I'm going to weld it right here. Alright, so that fits there perfectly. I'm going to do a little trim up on the edge, okay, but it fits just like it needs to. And that piece I just cut off, I'm going to weld right here. Alright, I noticed in positioning this up here that I had to reverse a few things because this body line was shooting down. So I put it up here on the vise. And with what I learned a little bit from Jesse James, kind of forming my own hump. So we can take this piece and we can reverse this so that they have something to weld to, and then just position that right into place and we'll tack that in. Let me show you here what I was talking about. If you can see this body line, it swoops down. And this was reversed when I put this into position. So what I needed to do is just kind of flatten it out, which is what I did. I flattened it completely out, the 3-pound hammer, and then I just kind of formed the hump in there that I needed, right here. So now that fits in there perfectly, like I need it to, and then I'm just gonna weld this other piece here where my pinky is, okay? So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna probably bend this piece so that it comes and goes down, but now that that piece is perfectly level, we'll go ahead and tack this into place. Okay, I got it set up in position. I'm just gonna tack weld it. I got a couple magnets holding it in place. All right, I want to show you what I found. I'm going to take you over this door. This is the one that's actually on Astroquake. This is the passenger slider door. We want to try to mimic these body lines the best that we can. If you look here, you can see this is where the actual bracket was that was mounted to the bottom slider on the door jamb. And this is the part where it goes obviously to the wheelhouse. Well, on this door that we've already Frenched in and changed the body lines, we've sectioned the door right there. What we're going to use is this metal plate. Now this metal plate was the actual piece that was behind this, and it sat right here. Well, as I started looking at it, I realized this piece will fit perfectly right here like that, and when we'll kind of frame it in, put some pieces of cardboard in there, we'll cut this and section it into place. But this works perfectly right here. So of course we have to do some trimming. Trim this right here, and then we'll kind of graft it together, but we can keep this body line. And there's no sense in building, new pieces of rounded metal and forming them if we've already have these two pieces that'll work. So we'll get started. I'll start trimming this up and show you how to do that. Well, that's about it. With a little bit of welding. That's a nice thing about metal and welding. I mean, you can weld everything up the way you need to. So this is pretty much set. The body line matches up perfectly. So there you have it. That's how you section it in. And we got to do the same thing over here on this side. We got to carry this body line and we got to flip it. Got to cut it, flip it, hammer and dolly it. Then we're going to weld this piece together. I think that's going to be on the next clip, the next video. So anyway, we're just going through getting one step at a time, one little piece at a time. We're going to make little sections of videos. So we're also going to do a tool of the day. So here, I got a new tool. I want you guys to see if you know what this is. So you've probably seen it in a couple of our videos, at least on this section, what this is, exactly what it's for, what it's called, and what we can do with it. Just the metal vice grip, but what's its specific name and what is it used for? So anyway, put it in your comments down below and we'll see you on the next video.